What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a late review for Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Don't, 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 jump on me, you guys. Sorry this is late, but yeah, we are here. I actually watched this yesterday, and I meant to do the video last night, but I was tired when I finally did finish watching it because I went for a walk. What I've been doing here lately is I've been trying to make sure that with my Apple Watch, if you guys can see, I've been trying to make sure that I close all three of these rings. So I'm trying to get my workout ring closed, my step ring closed, as well as my standing ring closed. And since the first day of May, with the exception of I think Saturday or Sunday, one of those two. I think it was Saturday, and actually might have been Saturday and Sunday. One of those 2 days, I didn't go anywhere, so I didn't really close them. But from Friday until Friday, today, wait. Actually, I think like every day in May so far, I've closed it with the exception of the 2 weekend days because I know I did it Friday. I think I did it, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I closed them. Saturday and Sunday, no. Yesterday, Monday, yes. Tuesday, yes. Today, we're almost there because I have a workout of 30 minutes and I'm at 18 minutes currently because I did it should be 20 minutes because I did a 20-minute walk. We're at 4 hours of standing and we had 114 calories out of 600. Y'all probably didn't want to know all that stuff, but hey, it is what it is. Y'all know it now. But this is season 2, episode 7. The episode is titled "From Flamingo on the Bluffs." Now, before we go ahead and get into this video, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Summer House Martha's Vineyard, shall we? Now this episode, you guys, yeah, Alex was inside me. It's something seriously wrong with that young lady. Like I said last week, I really feel like this season she should have just said, you know what? I'm not going to go to the vineyard. I'm going to stay at home since I got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. Instead of her coming here and wreaking havoc on everybody and being a complete terror that she is. And Noelle, baby girl, you're better than I could ever be because there is absolutely no way, especially after that girl pushed you. I wanted to follow behind Alex was inside of me for nothing in this world. But hey, you did it. The next thing that I want to happen is for Natalie to go home. I don't like Natalie. I don't see it for Natalie. I also don't see it for Amir as well, right? But with Natalie, I meant to say this in last week's review, and I realized I was like, damn, I didn't say it in the review. But Natalie, the way that she's coming off, and I'm just saying these are my personal opinions. I'm not saying that this is true or factual. This is my opinions. But when I look at Natalie, the way she is, because she didn't really want to be around the girls, and I was like, that makes me think that you don't like black women. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like Natalie doesn't like black women. You guys can agree or disagree. It is what it is. Now, the next morning we see as Nick is getting ready to go for a 5K run. I have always wanted to do a 5K run, but I would have to really train for that because, oh my God. There is one in my hometown, and it was, and I wanted to participate in it one year. It's where it's this, the colors, where they throw the dust in the air, and it's different colors. I want to participate in that one because I know where it starts at, and it ends right by my old house, and it starts. Actually, I actually probably could do that. I'm gonna look and see if they still do that race because I actually think I could do that race. I actually think I could do that race. Now, do I think I can place high? Hell no, I do not. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Do I think I could place high? No. Now, if this was in my teenage years, oh God, man, when I was a teenager, and I should have ran track when I was a teenager, but as a teenager, like as a kid and a teenager, I was fast. And I'm still fast today. Like when it comes to running, I'm still fast. The only thing is now that I'm getting older, I get out of breath easily, but that's because I have asthma too. So, but yeah, ain't no way. I wouldn't be at a place where Nick plays, bitch. I would be at the bottom of the. I wouldn't be at the bottom of the pack, but I'd be near the end of the pack instead of the front of the pack. Now, once again, Natalie, she can go home. Let's just send Natalie back to wherever she came from. I don't know if it's Texas or if it's Florida, but wherever she came from, let's send baby girl back where she came from, right? Because I had an issue with her. I really had an issue with her. I had 2 issues with her in this episode, and it's going to be one in next week's episode. So, actually, I had 3 issues with her in this episode, and it's going to be 1 in next week's episode. The first issue I had was she was talking about, well, you know, it wasn't my vibe last night. No, the girls weren't your vibe because again, my personal opinion, they're black women. And that's my opinion. I'm not saying that that's what it is, because she ain't had no problem being around me or her boyfriend, Alex, Nick, Preston, or his fiance. She had no issues being around them. But I ain't saw you once around Noelle. I ain't saw you around Alex was inside me. I ain't saw you around Shanice. I ain't saw you around Jasmine. I ain't saw you around Jordan. I don't expect you to be around Jordan, but I ain't saw you around none of them girls. Now, in this episode, we did see you interacting with Bria, but I think that was like the only person that I saw her interacting with in this episode was Bria. If there was anybody else, I may have missed it. Let me know if I missed it, because I'll be honest with you guys, I won't pay her no bit of attention. So Nick, he did his race and he placed 5th in the race. And so we get back over to the house, right? So we see Alex. So he was talking to Noelle about what happened last night with Alex was inside me, right? And then we see Bria. Bria's having a conversation with Natalie about it. And I was like, why are we talking to Natalie about this? Who is Natalie? Why do we care about Natalie? Because I definitely don't care about Natalie. Like I said, twice already in this review. Natalie can take her ass back home, right? Now, we also found out the significance of Nick, you know, in his number 5. So he has a line brother that was number 5 that passed away. I don't know when he passed away, and it was tragic. So he said later in the episode that he drowned and he was a good swimmer. It's like, that's actually what happened with my uncle, but it's not the exact same, because my uncle was a Marine and he passed away. And he passed away on July 4th, years before I was born. And what happened to him is he drowned as well, right? And my uncle could swim, but from what I've heard from my mom and my aunts and uncles, they believe that my uncle may have been on the boat drinking, and that when the boat went over, you know, when he tipped over, him being inebriated, that caused him to, you know, drown. But prayers up to Nick. Prayers up to him. Now, once again, Noelle is a better person than I could ever hope to be, want to be, pray to be, right? Because there's absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, no damn way that Alex was inside of me could have any kind of conversation with me, especially after she pushed me. We wouldn't have anything to talk about. And then her talking about, well, you know, everything that Alex was inside of me was saying was it was an excuse, right? Because you can't control your anger. You got drunk. You had an issue with Bria. If you had an issue with Bria, that should have been where your focus should have been. You should have never pushed Noelle. You should have never done any of the things that you did to Noelle. So, and I don't necessarily believe I heard an apology. I don't think that I heard an apology. I don't remember hearing an apology, but in the same voice that I'm in the same breath, when I hear Alex was inside me's voice, it's like, you know, like on Charlie Brown when the teacher go womp 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 womp. That's what I hear when she's talking. But I did hear her talking about the fact that she gets angry and all this stuff, and I'm like, that means you can't control your emotions. Go seek therapy, girl. So, Natalie, here's the second issue that I had with you in this episode. Why are you outside with I forget Preston's fiance's name, but you outside giving the tea about what happened with Bria, Alex was inside me, Summer, and Shanice, as if you were in the room last night, but you weren't in the room. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. You're giving the tea as if you were in that room and you weren't in the room. So mind your business, please, and thank you. And take your little boyfriend with you at this point. At this point, you can take Amir with you. We don't need Amir. Yeah, no. Now, Bria, when Nick got back to the crib, why did you go up to Nick? Because he wanted to have a meeting with the house, and you asking him in the rudest of ways what he wants you to do for his event. And I was with Nick, like, if you don't want to do anything, just say that. And I would have said that to Bria in that particular moment, like, Bria, you got an attitude with me for no reason. I don't understand what the reason is for the attitude, but I don't need you to do shit for me, right? Like, if you gonna keep this energy and this attitude, I don't need you to do nothing for me. Like, just, you can go back to your room. And then for her to go up to her room with Shanice and be complaining to Simon about what was asked, it's like, girl, you literally sat there and asked him what he needed you to do. If you don't, I'm not shocked that you don't clean the bathrooms, girl. I'm really not shocked. Looking at this nasty ass house, that's not a shock to anybody in the world that you don't clean the bathroom. So then Nick had the conversation with the rest of the group about them not coming to support him for, his run. Now, I was with Noelle when it comes to, especially her and some of the other girls, like, Nick, last night we had a big blowout, so I just went to sleep this morning. It don't mean that I don't support you, but I just wasn't there, right? Now, we see Jordan. So Jordan had a conversation with Alex. I keep looking at this. She had a conversation with Alex was inside me. And so I think this got back to her via Natalie. Because remember when she was telling, when Alex was inside me, was telling Shanice, Bria, and Noelle that her relationship with Preston and with Jordan isn't as lighthearted as the relationship that those three have, right? And it could be lighthearted. It really could be. But here's the thing with Alex was inside me, you're selfish as hell. That's number one. Because Preston lost his dad. If you haven't lost a parent or anybody close, like significantly close to you, you don't know what that pain feels like. That is a deep pain to let me say it better for anybody. Because if you've experienced loss is loss, right? But to lose a parent, that's a different type of loss, and especially for someone like Preston who didn't have a relationship with his dad. So I'm pretty sure Preston is going through a different grieving process. Like, I'm pretty sure Preston went through a different grieving process than what I did when I lost my mom, right? My grieving process was with my mom. I lost my mother. I lost the most important person in my life, and I lost the closest person, one of the closest people in my life, right? And my first best friend, the first person that I ever said I love you to, right? So my grief process was a lot different than his. I'm pretty sure his grief process is like, that's my dad, but I didn't have a relationship with him, so he doesn't know how he feels. But I'm pretty sure if you wanted to have fun and lighthearted, shade anything lighthearted with him, that would be a positive for him, because that would get his mind off of what he's going through. Same for Jordan, although I don't care for Jordan like that, because Jordan has hair issues with her hair. I'm pretty sure Jordan would love to have a moment where she can just have fun, be lighthearted. But then, like I said, you got Alex was inside of me. Alex was inside of me as selfish. And I also feel like Alex was inside of me. She also wants to be someone's priority, someone's number one, someone that she can just go to and just, it'd be all about her with them. That's my personal opinion. You guys can tell me what you guys think about that. So with Jordan and Alex was inside me, we're talking. Jordan was basically telling her, like, why don't you sit down and have a conversation with Bria? And she was like, okay, cool. And do I believe that a conversation is needed to be had between Bria and Alex was inside me? Absolutely. So we see Amir. Now we're getting ready for this event that Nick is having, right? So everyone is showing up. And then we see Amir went to go have a conversation with Mariah. This is where Amir pissed me off at, right? Because um, Amir, let's just put this in plain context, right? Was Amir 100% at fault for what happened between Bria and Mariah last summer? No, he wasn't, right? But what he did was the catalyst to what happened. Like, we can't sit here and we can't negate that. Him putting Milo's clothes in with the regular people's, with the human clothes, that was the problem. Then once Amir saw that Mariah and Bria were arguing, Amir could have easily stepped in and said, you know what, Mariah, she didn't do it. That was on me. My apologies, right? And Bria could have also said, hey, I didn't put my dog's clothes in with you guys. But then here's the thing. Who would actually believe that, right? Because it's your dog, so obviously you're washing your dog's clothes, right? So I would have preferred it more if Amir had stepped in. So Amir apologized to Mariah, and I do agree with Mariah that it is common sense that you don't put dog clothes in with human clothes. Common sense, right? Now for Amir to go outside and say, oh God, that was rough. What was rough about it, Amir? Inquiring minds want to know what the fuck was so rough about that conversation with Mariah, because she was pleasant and peaceful with you. But okay, sir, go off. You wanted a confrontation with her, but she didn't give you a confrontation. So we meet Nick's cousin and one of his friends, and we found out that Alex was inside me. She's going to be sober today. I was like, oh, okay. So that means you won't be as annoying. Maybe we won't even see you at all. And I'm hopeful. Then we get to this party. This is the third time that Natalie done got on my damn nerves, right? So there's a young lady there who has on an outfit similar to what Jordan has on. Similar hair to Jordan. The girl even kind of looks like Jordan. And Amir's like, oh, I thought that was Jordan. And he was like, what's wrong? Or what's wrong? I was like, Amir. You're insufferable, and so is your girlfriend. She's insecure too, because my God, girl, the pure mention of another woman's name got you rattled. That's a problem, but it's a problem for you. It's a problem for you. It's a problem for you. And that was, oh God, I was just like, can we please send her home? Do something. Like, I'm tired of looking at this girl. I'm tired of her. And then lastly, you guys, I love them talking about the Divine Nine. I loved it. Like, I've been thinking about that for like I've actually been thinking about this for like the last few years or so, because you guys know I want to go back to graduate school, and I actually want to go to Clark Atlanta, right? And I've also, because when I graduated high school, I had got accepted to Grambling down there in Louisiana, but I chose not to go. I chose to stay at home with my mom and my grandmother. Do I regret it? No, I don't. I actually don't regret it. I really, truly do not. Because I had a blast when I was in college with my friends, baby. We stayed. To this day, I be looking at myself and like, damn, how did you graduate college? Because my first year and my second year of college, baby, I stayed in the clubs. Like, we went clubbing every day, damn near every day, right? Mondays, we didn't do anything because there was no clubs open on Mondays. Tuesday, we would go out to a club that lived just right up the street from my house, and it was $2 Tuesdays. You get in if you had your college ID. You got in for $2. The drinks were $2. And mind you, I wasn't supposed to be, mind you, at that time, when I first graduated college, when I first graduated high school, not college, first graduated high school, I was 17. So going into college, the fall of that year, I had just turned 18, right? So imagine me going to the club, getting in. It wasn't that first year, it was the second year. Because I was 19 at the time, right? Baby, every time I showed them my college ID, the girl at the front door, she would always put a wristband around me. And I'd be looking at her like, you know I'm not 21, right? But she didn't care, right? They really didn't care, which was a problem, but it was a problem, but it wasn't a problem for me. It would have been it would have been, but had a blast in college, right? So I don't regret anything. I just do wish that I went to HBCU instead of a PWI. But yeah, so I've been thinking about that because I'm looking into doing the graduate chapter, and I actually want to do alpha. I want to be an alpha, right? So I actually just looked it up before this episode. I looked up the process to become a graduate. So I have to, at this point, I got to find someone who is an alpha who will either recommend me or sponsor me being a part of the graduate chapter. I think I know some alphas. I think I know some alphas. I think I do. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to do something that I'm gonna have to go and do this. Utilize a social media platform that I never, and I mean never utilize. And that is Facebook. Baby, I ain't been on Facebook in years, so I'm gonna go on Facebook and see who, because I'm pretty positive. I know I got some Kappas, but I know, but everything, not Kappas. I know I got some Q dogs. Oh God, but I am nothing personal against the Q dogs, right? Nothing personal against the Qs. I just know that that's not my, that is not my personality. The Qs are not my personality. My personality, I line up more with the alphas, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, you guys. But yeah, I love seeing it. Like, this really made me miss my undergrad. And then lastly, you guys, I don't understand what the hell was Bria did the most when it came to Simon. Was Simon doing the most with that Flamingo outfit? Absolutely. But girl, he was having fun. I don't even think Nick got offended. And yes, this was about Nick's, this was to celebrate Nick's friend, but I don't think Simon did anything that was like that bad. But hey, if you guys disagree and agree with Bria, which I would be surprised if anybody agrees with Bria, but hey, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications, share the video, and until the next time, you guys stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys, I gotta get off here and get back to the clock.